Hi everyone, and welcome to my second edition of the occasional videos that I have on what's caught my eye in the world of 360 cameras. Oh, and if we haven't met before, welcome and thanks for watching this video and joining me on my channel. I really appreciate it. Please take a look around, and if you want to see any more of my content, please consider subscribing on 360 videos, how I make them, some cool edits and more. Cheers. Okay, here's the first item for today. Insta360's planned share market launch, new product thoughts, and possibly automated editing through AI. I am, of course, a Insta360 One X user. If you haven't seen some of my videos, I'd be honored for you to take a look around and check them out. Now, apart from the Evo, which I haven't used yet, and the more professional grade 360 cameras that Insta360 do, which are beyond my price range at the moment, I was wondering what else Insta360 might have planned for this year. And I couldn't find much of a trail on the net until I took a look at the financial pages. And here's what I found on CNBC back in March this year. And this gives us a bit of a clue as to what might be coming next. Chief Executive J.K. Liu told CNBC the company would go public in 2020 in China. Now, they've just raised $30 million in seed funding, and the funds will be used, according to Liu, for research and development into artificial intelligence products, and will go towards also opening physically branded stores in the US, the UK, Germany, Japan, and across major cities in China too. Now, I think that would be super interesting. Quite a seller for the company. Can you imagine a shop with live demos, staff that know their editing chops, and can set up training seminars too? That's what I'd be doing if I was working for Insta360 and trying to get some real interest in the physical stores. I think it's a great idea. So that's a cool $30 million for development. What else might they have in store? And you know, if you use Insta360 One X cameras, that they have the cool free editing software that we get when we buy a camera. Might they start charging for that? Not according to Liu. Here's what he said about the company's planned direction. Liu said that part of the funding would be used for research and development with a particular focus on bringing more artificial intelligence capabilities to its software and hardware. We do have some big plans with software upgrades this year, and that will involve new directions looking at the latest in AI to help automate a lot of editing, he said. Having said that, it's not something that we plan to make into a paid product or core part of our business. We're not looking to convert it into a moneymaker, he added. Liu said the company would launch a new hardware and software product later this year, but declined to reveal further details. So it remains much of a mystery. What would you like to see from Insta360 this year? It's interesting that they're going to use AI to increase what you're going to be able to do with the software, as well as developing that further as well. I can't wait to see what they're going to come up with. So make sure you leave me a comment down below with your suggestions, your wishes, your demands, whatever, from Insta360 as to what they should be doing this year with regard to software and hardware. Well, it's a relief that Insta360 aren't going to be doing a Panono anyway. What's that about Panono? Well, that brings me on to my second story for the day. What on earth are Panono up to? Now, you may have watched my first edition of 360 Camera News when I told you about the new Xphase camera with 25 lenses resolving to a cool 200 megapixel image, but that goes down to 134 megapixels once it's stitched, or actually, according to Michael Tai, maybe more like 153 megapixels if you use PT-GUI in order to do your stitching. Anyway, if you didn't see my video, the link is up here. Well, you could consider the Xphase Pro as the Panono killer. Well, debatable you might say, but not, I think, after Panono's latest move. Now, Panono have a unique workflow, shall we say, where when you capture a photo with the device, the Panono, which features 32 camera modules all facing in different directions, all snap a photo at the same time. It's a kind of a ball which you toss up into the air, and it requires special processing software to generate this 360-degree panoramic image. Now, all of this processing is handled by the company's servers, which up until now was a service included with the cost of the Panono. You upload your images, it does all the stitching and that stuff for you, and then you are able to access it from their servers. But in an email recently sent to users, Panono said that they, from September the 1st, were going to start charging users 79 euro cents or $1 for every photo processed by its stitching servers. I can only assume perhaps two things might have been going on here. First, it's possible that Panono have been completely blindsided by the release of the new Xphase Pro, which not only appears to be a better camera, but also far cheaper, and you don't need to outsource your processing for each image at further cost. Or secondly, they've judged that whatever their competitors are doing, loyal Panono users will have sunk so much investment into their system that they won't mind paying, or they're trapped into paying for their services. Either way, even if I'm completely wrong, it looks like interesting times coming up for Panono. Have you got a Panono? What do you think about their latest move? Do drop me a comment down below to let me know what you think. Okay, and that brings me up to my third story for today. The first review of the Pilot Era 8K is up. What is the Pilot Era 8K, I hear you ask? Well, TechRadar Pro have got what I think is the first review of the Pilot Era, which is an 8K self-contained device where you do mobile style editing on the device itself, because as I understand it, mobile devices can't handle anything above 4K resolution right now. Their snap verdict was that the operating system could be a little bit flaky. Sometimes the flaws they identified just seem to disappear by themselves, but in general they thought it was easy to use and produced great photos and videos. Now, it's not a cheap option, but it does look good with specs like 512 gigabytes of onboard storage, gyroscope stabilization, 4 lenses, a powerful battery, wireless connectivity, shooting up to 8K in video, live streams in 4K, and full integration with Google Street View. It will be interesting to see what others think as the reviews start coming in, but at the moment I understand it's pretty hard to get hold of, priced at around $2,000 US on the Indiegogo website, but it's unavailable to purchase there right now. I'd love to get hold of one of these to test out, but let me know if you have a Pilot Era 8K down in the comments below and what you think of it so far. I'm super interested to know. You'll find all the links for the stories that I've talked about today in the pinned comment just down here below and in the description of this video. And that's it for my roundup today. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more cool 360 content from me. Until I see you again, I hope, cheers and go well.